What's up? How you doing? You're late, mister. Yeah, but you know what? Let's go. Let's talk about this. No streamer is on time, ever. This is a streamer issue. It's not even a me issue. It's a streamer issue. It's just like, we all kind of just like things kind of, you know, there's a lot going on right before. We got to get ready. This streamer, it's us streamers do this stuff, you know? There's tons of people that stream on time. That's excuses. You're the problem. Nice copium. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Let me say all those. Because after today, you are not going to see me until after the New Year. I was thinking about just not streaming and just kind of going on break and coming back in the New Year. But I feel that was kind of too long. Like 2.5 weeks or something. No. So I have some time. And I have a lot of random stuff from the Christmas show. So that was a wild day. Yeah, that was a lot of moving parts. A lot of stuff happening on that show. Which I've wanted to do this show for about 2 years. And just trying to find the right time to... Alright, we're going to go through with it. Alright, I want to go through with it now. Dude, why is my pee green? Why are you asking me that? That's just something you should go to urgent care and ask that question. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. Answer him. I just did. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Did you film the whole Christmas song? All right, so let's start. Let's start at the very beginning. This stream had its inception about 2 to 3 years ago. I was trying to find a way to do this. Trying to find a way to make it so I would have this big event that just would get ruined. And I feel like this was a good time to do it. It was from November 2020 based on chat logs. That's another thing I was a little concerned about. Years ago, you know how sometimes I'm in the chat, either an offline chat or post-stream, pre-stream, and I just kind of say shit? Yeah, there are receipts. People link, don't tell me no and you don't know what I mean. The amount of times that I've been linked the hamster stream, because I just write stuff in pre-stream. I just write stuff and whatever. Do I do it or do I not do it? So a long time ago, I wrote this exact stream joke into the chat saying, oh yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Maybe it's funny, I don't know. And I finally did it. Obviously a lot more elaborate than 2 or 3 sentences in a chat room, but you know, please, please, please do the hamster stream. I don't think people would like the hamster stream. I really think people would be very, very uncomfortable with that. I would be uncomfortable with that. But yeah, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time. But I wanted to do it in a way too that wasn't, you know, I know the first 10 minutes of the 15 minutes of that stream was kind of fucked up. But I also didn't want to just kind of ruin the award show. Because there was the idea of how long should I do this for? How long does this start for? And I think after, because I mean, honestly, those first 5 to 7 categories were dog shit categories. And it was intentional to be there. People were like, dude, why is Worst Peter still on the list? Well, it was to buy us time to do the real awards, if you would like to know. A few of those early awards were just to make sure that I could do the real ones on the main channel. Dude, why is these nominees for Worst Beater are terrible? This category is awful. Why is it even still here? Well, now you know. I remember okay, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, but I remember getting to the point where I think a lot of you thought that that was what it was going to be the whole stream. We got about 6, 7 awards in, and the extinguisher was just on the main channel. And I think a lot of people were like, I don't like this. What are you doing? No, stop this. I don't want to see this anymore. Please don't. I was looking forward to the awards. Ruining Christmas. It was definitely fun. I would say that was probably, I was very concerned about this stream because there's a lot of moving parts. Actually more so than maybe a lot of people think. Trying to do a stream where you fight another stream at the same time and need to converge the 2 timelines together with delays and, you know, big live transcoding delays to each other. And it was very, wait, so it was a joke? Oh, no, of course not. Was it actually live? Yeah, the whole thing was live. There's only one thing that wasn't live, and it's this guy. This is the only thing that wasn't live. Is he okay? Bugleberry is okay. Confirmed. We had a conversation over the phone. I was very concerned, but no, he said he was completely fine. He said he had a little bit of he said his shoulder or his back kind of hurt a little. but he'll be all right. How did he get out? That's another question for another day. I don't know. I want to ask, do you guys want to watch the Bugleberry segment? Just without anything, you can see like how that played out. You want to start there? Because one of the hardest things of this whole entire stream was that, and trying to work with Bugleberry. All right, let's watch it, because it cut away a few times, and I think during this portion is when we were mixing the streams together. So people were kind of going all over the place. There was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of screaming. We can skip through it. We don't have to watch the entire thing. I just want to. There's a few places that I just need to be seen. And the BTS crew, the On the Summit, oh, they absolutely destroyed this. They killed it. It was awesome. Yeah, Beyond the Summit. Beyond the Summit was the production crew for the show, and it's the group that did all the camera work, all the set designing, and all that stuff. So they did an unbelievable, stellar job. So, but when you work with a production company, it's really, I'm so happy that there are at least a few of these companies in the space that can listen to this crazy nonsense. And okay, so anytime I start a show, an idea for a show, I just write a bunch of shit. I'm like, I want this, and I wanted this, and here's like the whole scene. Here's the whole scene's gonna play out. He's gonna open up a portal to hell through the middle of the table, and then the screams are gonna come out of that. He's gonna, like, I just write shit, and then I clean it up, and we get meetings, and I kind of go line by line and see, like, is this possible? Can we do this? And to hear people say, I don't know, but we're gonna try, is actually very encouraging. Whenever I get to set, right, I say, this is exactly how I want it to look like. This is what I want it to feel like. And then I get there and it's time to go. I love that. I love getting in there and like directing and, okay, no, I think they should be over there. Oh, what do you think? Yeah, you think that's good? Yeah, how does it look in the camera? Let me take a look. I live for that. Dude thinks he's Christopher Nolan. You're an aspiring film student. I'm not James Cameron. So the problem with this segment, before we start, we're gonna watch it because it's an awesome segment. Problem with the segment was trying to time talking to Bugleberry. I'm not gonna ruin the magic, but Bugleberry is here right now, right? And I had to talk to Bugleberry after, Bugleberry's segment was playing. Trying to have a conversation with Bugleberry was very hard to do. We rehearsed it like 4 or 5 times in a row, and you'll see. Bugleberry, what are you doing?
What are you talking about?
There he is!
No. I'm going to do my cooking segment, Jerma. What are you talking about?
The thing I was the most scared about was getting it wrong.
That's not fair. Jerma, you told me.
For instance, during rehearsal.
Very specifically. You said...
Watch this.
Oh, Bugleberry, you can have 1 segment this year. Oh, okay. You can do whatever you want. This is my 1 segment, and you're going to take this from me?
Yeah, I'm going to...
Why, exactly? Jerma?
Well, I think that you just have to... we're looking for you to maybe help out and maybe cast a spell on the hacker's computer, and we're looking to...
What did you do?
Oh, shit, I think I got it wrong.
What did you do?
Oh, I got it wrong.
What websites were you on? Let's look at your history.
Right? If you get it wrong, if you can't queue up this conversation...
Is that what you did?
It ruins the whole bit.
Oh, okay.
Which was that was in my brain the entire time. So this part in particular, I remember we were sitting there trying to figure out how we were going to actually do this.
I'm going to do what I can, Jerma. Just hold on, hold tight.
And underneath this table, which obviously we cut a few times, but under the table, there were 2 people from BTS ready to pull all this shit down the hell portal. We had to get this right. This was 1 take, by the way. We couldn't do this more than once. So what you are watching had to only happen once, because otherwise we ruined the tablecloth. You gotta 1 take Jake it sometimes. So if we got this wrong, we would have had to I would have reset, get an all new tablecloth, all new everything. All the stuff has already got like stuff, ketchup all over it. We would have to reset it would take like an hour to reset this whole scene. Oh yeah, I take my sweet time doing this. I forgot.
You need to hold on to something. Spirits are in the room already.
So they're under the table, these are their hands, and we blocked it out in a way.
There we go!
Oh, it's so cool. We need to see it again.
Hello? Oh.
It was very loud, but it's all right. So again, there are people under this table. And look, this is behind the scenes. If you don't want the magic ruined, then don't put on the director commentary stream, okay?
And here we go.
Look at how all this stuff perfectly goes in. This was all practical. None of that stuff was put in after in post or anything. We actually really did that. I think it was probably one of my favorite things I've ever done on stream.
And here we go.
It was fucking perfect. And all that was just people sitting under the table ready to pull it. And we practiced it a few times.
Frank, how are you? Good to see you again. Yeah, good to see you, Frank.
That part too.
No.
Somebody said this before, and I'll kind of add a little bit to it. Somebody said, I hated Bugleberry until it turned out to be something that where Jerma puts the mask on. And director commentary, by the way, no spoilers. And gets to kind of do whatever he wants. And it's almost this therapeutic acting. I love Bugleberry. I love Bugleberry. I don't know anything about Bugleberry besides the fact that I know him. The Bugleberry arc, trying to describe the Bugleberry arc to people is so difficult because they look at you, they look at him like I'm crazy. It's like, oh, so what, who is this? Who is this guy? Oh, I did this thing and everybody hated it. And everybody talked about how, like, please God, don't ever do that again. Please, like, that was just not funny. It was uncomfortable and it was embarrassing. And for Bugleberry to go where he was 5 years ago or so, to here, where I think he's one of my favorite things on this whole channel. I love this character. And people are like, wait, so people hate him? Well, yeah. I mean, unironically, a lot of people do. So why are you doing this? I don't know, because I feel like it. You got him on the third try. That's right. The hot tub stream was where I think people started to flip on him. Also,
that you care about very much.
I'm realizing this right now. This does not have the audio distortion, so Bugleberry real voice leak.
We're good.
Wait, what was that?
What's over here?
I didn't hear that.
No, don't let him over here. Do not let him in here. He
Wait,
chose
does he fart?
fate. He must stick
I didn't
with
know
it.
that.
Oh no, this might be Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1, his favorite game.
By the way, I know a lot of people were mad hearing me say this. I don't think this game sucks. I did it for comedic effect only. I mean, I've never played it really. So at this point here, the hardest part of the day, besides obviously doing this routine back and forth, was how do we get everybody that's on the other channel over to the main one and have people not miss anything? And let me tell you something about fucking ads. We had to run ads in very specific places to get rid of pre-rolls. So if you don't know, there is a system on Twitch where if you run ads, you disable pre-roll ads on the channel for a certain amount of time. So if we're going to be making people go back and forth, especially during an incredibly important part like this, well, okay, the streams are coming together. We had to make sure nobody was going to get ads coming over back to the other channel. So trying to time, all right, run 60 seconds of ads right here in a spot where we know, because that'll turn off pre-rolls for 15 minutes. And then they can come over and we can time it in a way where they won't get a pre-roll when it was a lot. You dislike ads very much. I don't dislike ads. I dislike ads that ruin content. That's just the way it is. And if you can, running ads in certain places, okay, it's a BRB screen. Or, okay, hey, I'm going to take a quick break. And people know it's coming. People know it's happening. If you have ads run during content, it just destroys what you're doing. It just ruins what you're doing. Ads do make sense in certain places. They do, and they can. But not for no reason in random spots. And yeah, it ruins the bit. It ruins the magic. It really does. If I'm doing something like this and I heard, Jerma's doing a stream. There's this thing going on. I'm going to go check it out. And we're at this portion and you get like a 30-second pre-roll ad or like a 60-second ad or something, you're going to miss this entire routine, the whole thing. And another thing too, and I don't want to go kind of off on, ads and money and stuff, but I'm going to for a second. Trying to look if I take a BRB, and let's say that there was like 3 or 4 minutes of ads or something, that means I have to take a 3 or 4 minute break. That means I have to. That means I need to figure out a way to do it. And if I'm in the middle of something and it's like, oh shit, I know that there are ads that are going to be ran here for 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, okay, I'll stop what I'm doing to make sure I don't ruin the content. You know what I'm saying? 2 minutes of ads, a minute of ads, 3 minutes of ads, 5 minutes of ads, which is why, and I'll be very honest, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just not. I fucking hate it. I hate doing that. I hate fucking up people's viewing experiences. Now, I also do very specific kinds of content like this. That's why I have such a strong opinion on ads, is because if I'm doing something like this and somebody misses it for some reason, it annoys me. But I do something, I'm not, this type of shit is where I don't want ads, but sometimes you can't avoid them. Can you just direct a movie already?
You know what?
No, because movies are way more expensive than this. You should just crowdfund it. No, because what if it sucks? Do you really want me to do, all right, man, here it comes. Kickstarter or something for my new movie. The new movie, Bugleberry's Haunted Hayride, or whatever the hell it would be. I don't know. Oh, Jerma's movie. Oh yeah, I need to raise $2.5 million, $5 million to do this. And I do it, and the movie is dog shit. I don't know, it would keep me up at night forever. It would keep me up at night forever. I don't know if I could take on a large multi-million-dollar movie project and have it be terrible and ruin everything in my whole life. Oh yeah, dude, you still owe, $475,000 to this vendor. Oh, you went over budget? Hey guys, can we do a second Kickstarter? This is a Kickstarter to pay for all the over budget. I know the movie sucked and you all hate me now, but can I have another 500 grand?
Oh no. No. I don't want to go visit my grandmother. Oh, but I guess I have to.
All practical. Yeah, come on. Oh, come on. That wasn't all practical. Yeah, I'm sorry, there wasn't real fire under the table. We took a bunch of these photos for his, and I'm sad that I didn't have that on. I wasn't wearing that during the actual shoot, but just kind of figured it would fall off and get in the way, especially during some of the stuff where I had to put my hand down and I didn't want to get caught on it or anything. So seeing this face in 4K is horrifying. Here's some of the BTS guys helping me put the hat on. Chef, please do actual Chef Bugleberry. Yeah, like why would he do that though, right? Some of my favorite parts of Bugleberry's character and just kind of going back and forth with Bugleberry is what is he doing here? Like why? What is my relationship to Bugleberry? What is it? Why is he here? Are we related? No. I hired him to do the scary stuff, but we've now become this, oh yeah, Bugleberry's just gonna be there. Why? And why would he do it? I don't know. I love it. All right, so this is me obviously doing an impression of Bugleberry. I'm just doing an impression of that person. I figured I was here I was here early, so they let me kind of come in and pretend like I was doing whatever Bugleberry was gonna do.
I can feel the spirits. They're calling to me. They're calling to me.
Let's see under here.
There they are. Be careful. Stand back. Stand back. It's dangerous.
That's all that was.
It's pretty good, I think.
That's what that was. That's worst impression 2022. Get out of here. There he is. See, he showed up a little later. But you can see the setup here. These were the lights that they were flickering. And we had these under here to kind of turn them on a little higher. Why is Bugleberry wearing your sweater? I don't know. Maybe he was fucking cold or something. And he was like, can I borrow your sweater? Worst Boston moment. That category's not coming back. That was a filler category for this year. So here's part of the rehearsal with Santa. That real Santa was amazing. Took direction incredibly well. Was super funny. Just an absolute pro. Just an absolute complete pro. And we're obviously just kind of going over how it's going to be and
an hour
minimum 1 hour lunch.
We'll hash it out. I'm actually sorry. I don't want to be.
And who else do you need to apologize to?
Maybe my mother, for her. She's probably watching right now. She's probably like, "What's going on?"
Did you sit on his lap? Oh. No, because it was like, what do I want to do when he's in here? And no. Why are your thighs so big? What is going on? Why do I have such huge thighs?
It's like
What is this? Is unedited. This is unedited. What is going on? No, this is something weird here. I think it's because my pockets were full of stuff. No, all right, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. In each one of these pockets is a microphone holder. We were doing audio testing, and these pants were a little tight. They were a little tight, if I remember. So there was two huge things. I had like my phone, I had a mic pack, I had an audio pack, and it was inflating my hips.
Hash it out. I'm actually sorry. I don't want
That does look crazy. Oh my god. I feel like there's a body going back and another pair of legs. Like this is a centaur. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a back this way and legs here. Holy shit, what's happening? All right, anyways, behind the scenes. So this is practicing the Bugleberry segment, which was, we did this probably 5 times over the course of a few days.
The channel was hacked. I'll make it up to you. We need someone help. We have engineers here doing all kinds of shit. And
Not there. Yeah, so that's just rehearsal. So originally, I was going to walk behind the tree and destroy the tree in the beginning. You know, in the beginning where I'm kind of yelling at everybody, I'm telling everybody to shut up. Originally, it was like, I want to go back here and I want to pull the fucking tree down and walk back and get backstage here. But turned out it's probably a dangerous thing to do. Pulling a tree down like that, connected to a bunch of wires, it was like, we probably shouldn't do that. That would have been probably pretty bad. So we decided not to do it.
somebody in this building did.
So this is the rehearsal for this.
You figure it out. Otherwise, you and I are done. By the way, this was made. When I come down here, Jerma. Hey, I want to talk.
People said like high heels.
Otherwise, you
Just
and I
like
are done. By the way, this was made. When I come down here.
the strut. So people were asking if I was supposed to throw the coffee in Atriarch's face, and I decided not to. No, I wanted just to dump it on the ground without even mentioning it, because what a fucking piece of shit. Like, this is just, I'm just going to dump this because it's not the way that I wanted it, and I can already tell that by looking at it. So I'm just dumping it on the ground, and someone's going to clean that up for me. But no, it wasn't because I didn't want to throw it. Actually, Atriarch actually did say, hey, dude, throw that coffee in my face if you want. I'm just like, do you want me to do it? He's like, yeah, dude, if you want to throw it in my face, just throw the coffee directly in my face. And we decided against it because he had to show up a little later, obviously, for the 1v1. We also, if you look at how it played out,
We'll get to the bottom of it. You figure it out. Otherwise, you.
well, it doesn't show it here, but the scary part was because the person that's back here with a huge camera, and the concern was dumping it on the ground right here, because the cameraman follows me through. When we were blocking this whole thing out, all right, you're going to follow me through here. We're going to go this way. And being in this position where the cameraman had a like 40-pound camera, this was dangerous walking through that. So what we had to do is I had to make sure that I dumped it kind of over almost in this doorway, like back here. So he could walk through it without having to like be scared of tripping. This is a pose. This is a pose. Stop it. This is a pose. I'm not getting any height from this. It's the pose.
Somebody in.
This is a pose. All right, let's prove it in real time.
Somebody in.
Okay, still doing it. Still doing it. Where's the height? Where's the height change? There is no height change. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same, proving that it is a pose, again, once and for all. There is no change in height from here to here. It's exactly the same. Somebody said, before going to look for these two, I go, where's Ludwig? I need to talk to him. And then I finally run into him and I just go, I don't want to talk to you. Get out of here. Go clean that up. It's like, well, that's who I was looking for. Here's the toast. So before every show, if people want to do it, we do a toast. And it's, it's like if you don't drink, if you don't feel like, if you don't want to, obviously if you have stuff going on later, don't be drinking and shit, right? So you don't have to, but we do this thing. Everybody takes a shot of whatever we have, whatever anybody wants, and we go, let's do it. People say a few words. It's a nice way to kind of just be like, let's go for it. What is in here? I think that they had, I want to say this was Jim Beam or Jack Daniel. I think it was Jim Beam. But yeah, the point is not with this. The point is not to, oh, everybody, let's get drunk. That's not the point. It's just a kind of it's like a toast at a wedding, right? Except it's not a wedding. This is Theater Kid Simulator. Theater Kid. What are you, what, theater kids backstage? What are you talking, drinking? What are you talking about? What the hell do you mean? I am an adult. Your feet aren't on camera. You're on your tippy toes. All right, I banned that person actually for an hour. I want that person timed out for 1 full hour. And then reduce that by 50 minutes. I want them timed out for 10 minutes. So this is the end. They were so good. I was blown away by how unbelievable Top Shelf vocal is. 4 people, right? 4. It just sounded like a whole chorus of like 15 people. It was so good. I felt so bad too, because when we were going over rehearsals and like directing what's going to happen. Okay, so directing, right? Directing. So it's like, okay, well, what I want to happen here is this is what's going to happen. This is how it plays out. We're going to be standing here. And what I want is, you know, you're going to be singing and then I'm going to join you and we're going to get cut off. And cutting off a very talented singing group within 10 seconds of their first song is just, that sucks. And we wanted to make sure that they had a very good amount of screen time to get a full kind of 5 minutes on camera doing a few songs. It was evil, yeah. But I thought it was fun. And they were super, super into it too. They were so fun to work with. They got it immediately. Look at how tall everybody is. All right, can we go over this? Look at how tall all the off-brand guys are. They're gigantic. Look at how tall they are. They're towering over everybody. Come on. Everyone talked about, wow, dude, Santa was so much. Santa was like 6'5", 6'6". He was a very tall man. Oh, a dog. Yeah. BTS had just kind of dogs hanging out. They were, people would bring their dogs to work, it was so cute. Oh, there he is. There's the coming in the clutch. That thing was actually full of toys. That was a full bag of toys. Now here's the beginning. Yeah, there he is, the hacker. In the very beginning of this stream, I think people were saying, what's wrong with him? Why is he acting so off? It's like trying to do that overly positive atmosphere, but in like a really off-putting way. Somebody said, dude, you look like you're made out of wax and stuff. Like this was scary. People said this was scary, the way that I was like acting and talking the first like 20 minutes of the stream. These look like stock photos. He was awesome. Here's the real production room. Not the fake one that you saw already. This is the real production room. This is where they were all adjusting things, pumping in the videos, getting things ready, adjusting, switching cameras. This is the actual set. This is the NASA set. This is the real one. You should have used this. Well, no, I mean, no, I can't, because the whole point of that fake production room, I mean, look, you're on, whatever. XQC, 6 consoles. Anyways, when you're gonna do a moon landing stream, that actually would be kind of funny to have a huge setup like this with like 100 monitors, and it's me going into space, and just a bunch of shit goes wrong, and there's a whole room of like 50 people issuing me commands and stuff. Do it. I don't know. Yeah, so again, this is the fake room. We had the 2 engineers here. Those were just actors. They just sat there just typing the whole day. So we're going over kind of how the days get. So this is probably 15 to 20 minutes before the stream. Maybe like 30 minutes before the stream. And we're going over, just because a lot of people showed up for the day, he's short. All right, you know what? Time out that word. There's no pose here. There's no pose. All right, I'm not going to address it anymore. Anyways, a lot of people showed up the day of. So trying to get everybody up to speed that wasn't around for the last 4 or 5 days of setting up all this stuff. So kind of have to give the overview of exactly what's happening for the day. Extinguisher exposed. What? He's in this photo. How did he do that? When we did the breakdown, oh look, dog. When we did the breakdown, it's just, okay, so you're gonna do a puzzle, but you don't actually have to. You can kind of do whatever you want in here. I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably shouldn't have said, oh, you can just do whatever you want. Don't even do the puzzle if you don't care. It actually made it way funnier, I think. When we checked in halfway through the stream, and it was just pieces on the ground, and they were just sitting at the table. What was the purpose of the elves? To do the puzzle. And we were going to check in on them and see their progress. There's just pieces dumped on the ground. To be fair, though, let's be very fair. That picture, I don't know if we can see it. The picture that they were doing was that promotional picture from about 4 or 5 days before the show. Almost every piece is the same color. I think it was actually impossible. Look at just this one, because it's actually pretty hard to find or buy a puzzle that's 10,000 plus pieces. So these are 4 individual 2,000 or 3,000 piece puzzles each. So it's just a quadrant of the image, and they were supposed to put it together. How do you even do this part? Because this part just is this part. It's just a image of lights. How would you ever do it? It's impossible. Even getting a border would be impossible. I think at one point we just kind of were like, oh, it's really hard. Just try to do the face. But the face, this section is the same color as all this. It's just the same thing. Every piece was like red or orange. You have a fucked up brain, man. Yeah, well, that's all right. We have fun here. You have a fucked up brain. So this was the camera op, and he wasn't supposed to do this. He came up to me and was like, hey, do we have any extra elf costumes? I'm like, I think so, maybe. Let's find out. He's like, I just kind of want to wear one. So I make sure I'm in the shots dressed like this. So I was like, all right, that's perfect. But look at that thing. Look at this camera. That's why we were concerned about putting the dumping the coffee directly on the ground, because that's scary. This was elaborate. This was spring loaded. I swear, when he was walking around, it was like he was like a robot. This thing was like compressed air and spring loaded till it was crazy. Oh, look at that. I don't think we're gonna. I didn't think we were gonna put in the wholesome Ludwig hug. Come on. Which the off-brand was awesome. And when I originally trying to pitch this show around to a production company or a group that wanted to tackle it, it was, all right, who has time? Who wants to try it? Who wants to go for it? And off-brand, they were just like, let's do it. And it was a really short time frame too. I kind of got the urge, really, because this show, I wrote all this stuff probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Didn't ever do it. I swear to God, this show sat as a document in a folder of just a few, like 3 or 4 pages of just shit that I just let sit there. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm doing it this year. I want to do it. So, talking to Off-Brand to try to get it off the ground was just, they were so into it immediately. And I believe it was like the last week of October where I was like, hey, I want to put together a whole elaborate Christmas stream where a bunch of crazy shit happens. And here's the script. And here's all the stuff. Here it is. And they were just like, what the fuck? Holy shit, dude. All right. Yeah, let's go for it. And we banged this project out in 1 month. 1 month. Maybe even less than that. It's like the creep. Like, I just looked like creepy. Wow, this is scary. I don't like this photo. Holy shit. And this also, too. What is wrong with you if you were to do something like this? Oh, I'm going to join in, too. Sit down. You idiot. Sit down. You're not doing that. You hire a group to come and do this, and then you're just going to be part of the group and sing with them? This is the kind of shit that if you're at like a company meeting or like a company party, and that's where a lot of the ideas that I had for the show were from that kind of thing. Like company party, where the CEO gets up there and tries to kind of act like I'm one of the workers, and I'm super smart and I'm super funny and I'm very talented, and I'm going to show you, and everybody here loves and respects me. That was the vibe. So what are you doing up there? It was just so painful. And a lot of people, looking back, I've seen a lot of clips and stuff and a lot of uploads and highlights and comments of people just being like, this part I hated more than anything. This was the worst part. Because you got to let people do what they're good at. And I think a lot of this stream was let people do what they're good at. And don't implant and insert yourself into other people doing interesting things, I think. Super in character. He's ready. He's reading. He's getting ready. He's getting ready for me to grab him. By the way, do you see what this says? I think this says Late Night with Ludwig. I believe that's what that actually says. So, by the way, this is actually the run a show. So what a run a show is, so a couple weeks before we would get into meetings for an hour or two every couple of days, I'd say. And we go over point by point exactly what is going to happen at every moment of the show. And when you get one of these, you need to stick to it. Otherwise, it can really go off the rails when people just don't know what's happening next. So if you change a run of show, you have to make sure that everybody knows you're changing it. And we did. We actually changed the run of show. We were not supposed to stay. The awards were supposed to go all the way through, I believe, like 12, 13, 14 awards before we did the merge. So we essentially, I thought that was going to be too long because as we were doing the first 20, 30 minutes, it was becoming pretty clear that I was like, I want this to go a little faster. I want to merge sooner. So we kind of copy and paste. Oh shit, I'm sorry. We copy and pasted. This is during the show, by the way. This is during one of the BRBs. It was like we took the parts that happened before the merge and just moved them forward so we could get right to it. I didn't want people to stick around because when it became pretty clear that people were actually thinking that this is what the joke was and that was it. I was like, oh, his channel is compromised and he's on this other channel just doing the awards. All right, that's like kind of funny, but like, it's like, I don't know. I'm out of here. So we wanted to make sure that we got through that faster. How did you merge the streams? So, I mean, Jerma 985, this channel was just live, and we've raided my channel from the other one. And then when the raid happened, after the raid, we made sure it went through, and then the other stream was turned off. We just turned it off. So there was only one place where everything was going to be. One thing I'll tell you though, one thing I am very, very concerned about. I'm getting concerned about this, and that's how you know I'm getting older. I'm starting to get the turkey neck. Do you see what I mean? It's happening. I'm kind of getting that like tortoise turkey neck. I'm gonna start moisturizing that area. I'm gonna start to like moisturize this area, tighten it up. It's starting. Yeah, it's starting. It's happening. This is what happens when you turn 40. So if you want to know, the set designer is the same set designer that did Juiced. You remember Omega Juicer, right? It's the same exact person. They did an amazing job. Just one of those people that you can just say, this is what I want it to look like, and here's a few paragraphs of what it looks like. Can you make that a reality? Bet your ass I can. And it was better than I ever imagined. This set was better than I thought it was going to look. It was just way better. Did you actually play COD? Yes. It's like, the bros cheering on their bro. In the finals of his fantasy football league is what this looks like. Was the loss scripted? Yes. It was. Sorry to say. And when I was up like 3-0 in that first round, I was like, oh shit, I actually can't win this. Because we had to... It wasn't scripted. That wasn't planned. I'm lying. I'm sorry. I lied to you. How come the Extinguisher isn't streaming right now? I think the Extinguisher did a stream and talked about some behind the scenes stuff. He was awesome to work with. He came in at such a clutch because originally the Extinguisher was going to be one of these two. That was what that actor was going to do. And we lost we had somebody cast as the hacker already, and we lost out on that. There was some issues with getting that person to be able to be in this spot at this time. So very short notice. And this is, I'm not even talking 2 days before the show, 3 days before the show. It was somebody else has to be the extinguisher. So came through in the clutch, actually crushed it. And that was on 3 days notice. Not even probably. Was the hacker always called the extinguisher? No, we kind of bounced around a few names. And it was like, should I be Jerma 986? Should I be, like the murderer or something? We were just trying to figure out random names. This is when I was strangling him. And yeah, there was a production person that was just hanging out under his desk, just like out of frame. And every time we obviously rehearsed this a few times and figured out exactly how it was going to happen. It's actually so funny because I don't know if I can show it, but when I put my leg through, this is a different pair of shoes. This is like, I very clearly was wearing dress shoes, and they were just these nice sneakers. It's like, what happened? You going through a portal changed the shoes? Yeah, hey, portals fuck with stuff. It was a portal. Santa again. He was the real deal. You knew when he was walking around. He made noise. You could hear Santa from across the entire studio. He was wearing bells. It was just like ching, 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 ching when he would take a step. I think we actually had him take them off so people wouldn't hear it through the mic. My God. What the fuck? My eyes don't even look real. My eyes don't look real. They don't look like real people eyes. This just look like a real person's eyes. Why are they so like gelatinous? The puzzle room. Oh, they actually got Santa back there. I knew he was back there. See how big, look at Santa is really tall. There was no rumble. No, there was no time to do a rumble this year because this is obviously took up all the time that I would have done something like that. And plus, I mean, if I can't think of, for instance, okay, should there be a rumble during this? I don't think it would have fit. I think it would have been too much going on. So it essentially replaced it. I think it would have been way too disjointed if it's, okay, guys, the channel we got, it's on a different channel and we're going to do the awards and here comes the first match on the channel and we're going to do, I feel like people would be like, what? I can't even pay attention, dude. Like, what the fuck is going on? Had any of the actors or production crew watched your streams before? Were they unfamiliar? Some of them did. I would say it was probably 50-50 of people that have actually seen the stream before versus people that kind of knew that the channel existed. It was probably, I think most people knew what the channel was, but maybe not to the extent of some of the stuff that was happening. Did Atrioc know who you were? Yeah. I've hung out with Atrioc many times in real life. No, he didn't know. Imagine if he just didn't know who I was. Like all the times we've spent in real life together and he just doesn't even remember. He's like, oh, I've never heard of you. That would be so awful. What would you even say to something like that? Can you imagine if it's hanging out at least 3 times in real life? And this is not just, oh, hey, nice to meet you. It's like, oh, no. We've literally been in the same room for 6-7 straight hours together. Multiple times. To have later on, it'd be like, what's your channel again? What's your name? It'd be like, dude, come on. I don't know if you knew this, but one of the elves is the best Smash Brothers Melee Donkey Kong player in the world. I did hear that. That's awesome. Dude, stop showing your vacation pics and play Yakuza. That was a good one. Don't time that person out. No, that's my desktop background. I haven't changed my desktop background since Windows 7 came out. Okay? Why? I don't know. Because when I get on the computer, I go. It's time to do whatever I'm going to do. And I don't have any time to look at my background. It's just, as long as it's just an unoffensive thing. Okay, mountains or a beach or water. Just nothing going on. Just something that I just don't even need to look at it. I usually turn my computer on and within 5 seconds of it booting, a program is open taking up the screen anyways. I just don't look at the background and I don't think about it. Yeah, I used to change my background, but then I would be lazy and it would be wallpaper for a game that came out 4 years ago. Or no, not even that. Like wallpaper for a DLC that came out. And it's like, that's not even relevant anymore. And I just spend so much time. I think the last time, honestly, I think it was Reaper of Souls came out. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to put that angel as a background and stay there for like 3 years or something. And I was like, why do I have this? Elves playing in the snow. Of course they are. There's Bugleberry hanging out with some dogs. Not a real PC, fake PC, type loud. There's their script for the engineers. Not a real PC, fake PC, type loudly. Just, hey, pretty good. Hey, pretty good. You look pretty tall here, sick. I like this picture. They're all tall. It feels good though. Feel the finally putting to rest the rumors that we are the same person. Finally putting those rumors to rest. Magic is real. And I just proved it. There's no way, there's not a chance that during the live portion of this stream, somebody was being a body double and put the costume on to do some of those routines to make that seem like a real thing. Out of the question completely. There's no way. Not possible. Magic is real. Don't believe the haters. And then here's the crew. Tons of people here did a lot of stuff that you didn't see. BTS and some of their connections. It was great. I'm so happy with it. 3 of you are doing the same pose. Yeah, it's a picture. What's with you guys and where hands are in photos? You know what I mean? I can't go like this. Can't go like this. Can't go like this. Can't go like this. You don't stand like arms. Come on. People have different ways that they stand in pictures. Did you increase the elves' pay? It's funny you say that. I actually, a day or two ago, sent a message to the group, to like the BTS group. It was like, hey, let's actually do that. We should actually we should give them extra. I said that like a few days ago. So 5 times 0 is still 0. How come everyone's pointing? I don't know. I think one person did it and then we all did it. Like, yeah, let's go. I don't know why did we all start pointing? I think it was like number 1. I don't know. Why did we point? Did I start going like this and or am I following somebody here? I wonder who the first person was to hold their finger up. Mario post looking ass? Mario? That's actually fucking perfect. Mario. It's Super Mario. Oh! I don't know. It was a pose and it was cool and everybody here is awesome. And that's it for the year. Switch between the 2 images really fast. Yahoo! Whoa! Oh my god. Do you think next year you'll feel as if you have to top the production quality? No, I don't think like that. I think that can intrude your brain a lot. And if it has to be bigger and better every single time, you eventually hit a point of no return where nothing can happen now because you've gone too far. So it's just, if I have something that I think is a fun idea, I'll just do it. That's pretty much it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no special quota that I want to hit or special amount of money that something has to cost or how many people have to be involved. It's just, if it sounds fun, I'll do it. What about Grotto Beasts? Grotto Beasts is done. Let me just make that clear. Grotto Beasts done. But because of the scale of that project, there's a lot of stuff that project has been in the oven for a long time. And the idea was I wanted it out for Christmas this year. But it's just, I don't want to just run it out the door just to get it out there and release it. A lot of work and a lot of time has gone into it. And it's, I told you guys this before, that project is, I mean, it's kind of just a huge kind of community-oriented project. It's a bunch of stream references. It's a bunch of jokes. It's a bunch of things that over the last decade or so that we thought were interesting or funny or whatever. So I want to make sure it's right, and I want to make sure it comes out correctly. So yeah, it's done when it's done. Not very much longer. Very, very, very short amount of time. Next year, are you going to do the live action Elden Ring thing similar to Dollhouse? I've said this before. I don't really do, I don't want to do sequels. I think I've said that before. I don't want to do a sequel to Dollhouse. But Dollhouse 2 could just be something else in that same world. I don't want to just do it. And I know that, and okay, it's time, you want me to get real? Okay, you asked for it. You want me to get real. Marketing and getting support for stuff that is not a concept that's ever proven is hard. You probably noticed there was no sponsor on this show. This isn't. It's hard to describe to people in the world of marketing, in the world of, you know, supporting stream or something, or I need money for this. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's stupid. Or like, that's weird, but okay. Because there's no, look, if I wanted to do Dollhouse 5, because Dollhouse 2, 3, and 4 have happened already, and they happened in the last 6 months, then it would be probably very easy. But Dollhouse 2, 3, 4, and 5 would probably be not very good. It probably wouldn't be good at all. Maybe, depends on what I want to do with it, or what we want to do. Could it be better? But then that just goes back to the problem that we talked about earlier with, are you concerned that things have to be bigger and better every time? That is the problem with something like a sequel. That is a problem with something like a series on the same idea. How do you keep it fun? How do you make it so the first one and the second one are in the same world, but how do you, would we just do the same jokes? How do you do more? What do you do? And that's been the motivation the whole time, has been making sure that something seems like a fun thing to do, and it's new every time, and it's different every time. So trying to convince people that shows like this, I think they matter to me a lot, but it's hard. They're hard to sell to people because they just don't, it's just like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, but we did Dollhouse. You remember Dollhouse? Yeah, but this isn't Dollhouse. Someone's gonna hack your fucking stream. What are you talking about? Oh, but it's gonna be fun though, I promise. But we don't know that. We don't know that. This stream could have been awful. We don't know that because we haven't done it before. That's the problem for a lot of people in the marketing world. Dollhouse 2 is Dollhouse, but it is just a stream of you playing Yakuza. What, in the Dollhouse? We need to see, what'd you say? We need to see the document of Jerma lore you sent to the extinguisher. It was, okay. You know what it was? I was in mod chat, and we were talking about all the things that I didn't do, that I said I was going to do. And I was like, do you guys have any more shit that I keep lying about? So the mods got together, and I think some of the community people were tapped into to be like, what have I said that we can just give this guy? The mods were in on it, by the way. And I don't want to spoil anything, but who was modding the other stream? I wonder. Interesting. Who could that be? Well, I like being involved in stuff like this. And I think the future of my life, wherever it goes, whatever it is, I hope is in spaces like this. Because I find this to be some of the most fun and some of the most engaging. Maybe doing some more like creative directing. Maybe start doing more writing if I can. Come up with some stuff. Maybe help other people. Well, we're not using this photo though. The Jerma movie. No, I already shut that down. I would, okay, if I had like a $5 million budget, $1 million of it would be blown on having like 5 hot air balloons take us to set every day. And it'd be like, why is he doing this? Tell him to stop spending that money. Be like, I have to. We have to. It's to get everybody into the right mindset. All right, that's going to be it. I was thinking about playing something, but I got a lot of stuff to do. So let's talk about some stuff very quickly. Going into the new year, we're going to be going back to the basics a little bit. There's no major things planned for the, month of January, really, into February. We're going to be going, besides Grotto Beast, obviously, which is going to be a huge deal. I'm going to go back to kind of normal streams. Going to bring back some more chill streams. Maybe play some games and go from there. So in the new year, you sound like a teacher. Whatever. Yeah, there's potentially some Elden Ring stuff to do. There's lots of games that I didn't play the last few weeks because I've just been very busy. So yeah, we'll get back to it, back to the basics. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I think it was a great way to end the year. Everybody did a phenomenal job. I'm very, very happy about it. Can we get one more scorn for the year? Sure.
Scorn.
See you guys later.